Everybody say goodbye to the hotel. It is the day after my hotel rest day. That wasn't a rest day because I've done so much stuff. I was able to finish my video and meal prep. I meal prepped so much food. 8 pounds of sweet potatoes, 4 pounds of chicken, 3 pounds of ground beef, chopped up 4 pounds of strawberries. Yes, 4 pounds of strawberries. I did a lot. Don't get me wrong. But all that fun has led me to this moment right here where we are back in the car trying to figure out what we're doing next because it's raining. I almost added another day, but this is part of it. We must embrace the rain, so let's go find a good spot to do that. I found a park in North Park, California. I heard that this is a cool area, so I think that was according to ChatGPT. That's who I heard it from, because I googled ChatGPT'd. We're gonna make that a verb. I ChatGPT'd what are the coolest areas in San Diego, and it gave me North Park. So it's not on me if that's lying to me. There's probably some people who disagree with that, but we're here. I think that I'm just as tired as she is. Oh my goodness, it's so fun playing with her though. Good job. Nice. I wasn't about to pass up a break in the rain. There's plenty of time to work. Nice. Girlfriend? Nice. It's lunchtime and also answer Q&A time. I figured it was a good day to do Q&A because it's not exactly the most pleasant outside. It's the usual. If you've been around the channel, you already know based on these ingredients right here what's about to go down. Only the best meal ever. If you haven't made it yet, what are you doing? You've seen me make it in probably 5 or 6 videos, maybe more. Oh my goodness. So I put up the question box on Instagram. The very first question that I'm going to answer is what's up with the ring? So I have this little gold band that I wear on my left hand, and for some reason people think it's a wedding band. Like, I understand it's on my left hand, but that's about the only resemblance. Like, it's pretty small and tiny, and I don't wear an engagement ring. I don't know. But here's why. Here's why it's on this hand. So, a little too snug, right? Not even close. Let's go to my right hand. Definitely not going to happen. Also not going to happen. That one works. Ring finger on my right hand works. But why don't I wear it on my right hand then? And that's because this is my dominant hand and it just gets in the way. I have to listen to it clinking all the time if I wear it on my dominant hand. This way it doesn't get in the way, and it's important to me. My sister gave it to me and I want to wear it, so I wear it on my left hand. It's really not any bigger deal than that. I'm not married. I'm not engaged. I'm doing a really bad job of making food while I answer these questions. There was a question asking if I do something other than YouTube for work. I don't. This is all I do, is film videos for YouTube and post them. How many miles have I put on the 4Runner since I hit the road? This is such a weird angle. I'm sorry. I'm trying to come up with different angles to film at, and I'm running out of ideas, and this is only the third angle. I've put 13,000 miles on the 4Runner. That's how many miles it has right now, and I bought the 4Runner right before I started traveling. I bought it new. I did not finance it. I traded a dually truck for it. I don't owe anything on it. Best decision ever. Best decision ever. No car payment, debt free. What is my dream vehicle setup if budget was completely out of the question? Definitely an Earth Roamer. I want a truck camper, specifically one of the Earth Roamer type, so badly. I have been roughing it long enough. I've paid my dues, and I would love some of the finer luxuries in life, and I have no problem admitting that. I would really like to glamp. Okay, at this point, I've done this. I've done this. I want the glamping experience. So, Earth Roamer, here I come. How do I structure and plan my workouts? I have been thinking about changing this, actually. Currently, I'm doing more of a bodybuilding split. I do back and bi, chest, tri, and shoulders usually, which is a lot, but that's just what I do. And then a leg day. And I'll just rotate between those days and usually take a day or two of rest whenever I feel like I need it. But that works great for lifting and getting those big muscles. But honestly, I want to shift my workouts more towards, I hate saying this because it's such a catchphrase right now, hybrid athlete workouts. So instead of doing a bodybuilding split, shift it so that I incorporate some other styles of training in there. We'll see if I actually do that. I just enjoy lifting. My workouts have honestly been the same for years. I have been doing the same workouts since probably 2019. I think that's when I developed the current routine that I use to this day. Now, there's been some periods of time whenever I've not been in the gym as much, but I've kept the same workout and the same split for all those years, and I just do progressive overload, which I am not as strong, nor do I look as strong as I could after all those years of lifting, because I have lifted for so long. But quite honestly, I've just now really started to push myself more. This is a lot of words. I'm just going to end it there. I will talk more about working out. If you want me to talk more about working out, just ask me in the comments. I just realized we have a bit of a problem. I don't have a bowl to use right now because I put... Whoa, cold. I made these date bites this morning, and I have both of my plates in the freezer. While we're on the topic, look at those. It's a Medjool date, PB2, dark chocolate, and some salt. Zora's ears in frame, that's hilarious. But look at those. Look at them. I just can't get over them. They're going to be delicious. And they were so easy. All I did to make them was pit the Medjool date, mix up my PB2 with some water, and melt the chocolate. And I just put Medjool date, PB2, chocolate, salt, and froze them. Simple as that. Next question. While I accidentally get lettuce everywhere when this bag explodes. If I had to pick one place to settle down in for 10 years, where would it be and why? That's a great question. Buena Vista, Colorado. Univista, Colorado. Whatever you want to say. I always end up going back to that town. And I think it's a little past its prime. I think it's because of the variety of activities there. You can hike, you can rock climb, you can do whitewater activities, you can backpack, you can ski, you can stargaze. You can do everything. You can just do everything there, and it's the perfect little place while still having really great weather. Like, you don't really get a true winter, like you don't have to deal with all the snow, but you can still access a bunch of snow within 30 minutes. Also, it has the best local vibes. I grew up in a small town. I like the small town feel, so that's important to me if I'm going to be there for at least 10 years. I want to be in a small area. New angle. Is Zora full grown? She is. I get questions about her weight because she's not fat, to put it bluntly. I keep her at sport weight versus pet weight, and I do that because it's really not healthy for her to carry around a lot of extra fat given the amount of activity that she does and we do. My vet thinks she's fine. She is thinner than most dogs, but she's still at a healthy weight. Not using the Auntie Shanty anymore, or are you upgrading to something bigger and better? If you consider, actually, what am I doing? I can't multitask. I was correct the first time. I am not using the Auntie Shanty for sleeping right now. I am using it for storage. And that's because I've been spending so much time in town. I am a town body. I've learned that and I've accepted it. I like going to the gym every day. I like being able to shower. I will take a day or two without a shower to go hike and backpack, but I like my showers. I'm not spending a week out on National Forest land using baby wipes. Because I really enjoy the town life, that's meant that I've had to change the way that I sleep, and now I sleep in the car again. I would love something larger, but I'm unwilling to do a van because it's not stealthy at all. Hold on, I'm dealing with hot things. Contrary to most people's thinking, I'm not a trust fund baby with unlimited funds. So, unfortunately, or fortunately, I get to enjoy the small space that is the 4Runner until I can afford something larger that is not a van. Basically, until I can afford to buy a truck camper. I don't know when that's going to be. That is a goal of mine, though. I have learned how to be adaptable, though. There is that. And while we're on that topic, I do want to point out that I don't really like living in a car. I feel like it gets glamorized on social media, and I don't talk about it a lot in a romantic sense, as in like, oh my gosh, I get to travel around and I just get to see all these beautiful places all the time. Like, it is fun, don't get me wrong. And I'm going to do that and enjoy it because I'm in the car and I might as well. But I'm just trying to save money. That's why I'm in the car at the end of the day. It's not because I really want to travel and live the nomad life. I just want to save money. And I don't really talk about that much. Maybe ever. Travel will always be a part of my life, though. Ta-da! Oh, it looks as good as it always does. The first couple bites are always so challenging to not spill. Oh my goodness. Do I see myself doing a long distance pass in the foreseeable future? Just says in the foreseeable, but I'm assuming they ran out of characters. Yes. But I don't think I'll do it in a traditional sense. I hiked the Oregon Coast Trail, which is 400 miles, and I did that in 2021. It took me 18 days. I did it pretty fast, and I did that intentionally because I'm not very good at going slow. And I got really bored really fast. I guess bored is the wrong word, but I started asking myself very early on what the heck I was doing with my life. I was like, why am I just walking down a road right now? Why am I spending 10 hours a day just walking down a road? Like, there's so many other things that I could be doing with my life, but instead I'm just walking down the road. So I had a little bit of trouble just settling into the trail life. So the idea of doing one of the long trails like the PCT or the AT or the CDT and taking my sweet time seems highly unlikely for me. I would probably do some type of fastest known time attempt or something like that. Could you go over the pros and cons of my 4Runner setup? Pros, very stealthy. In 4 years, I've gotten the knock one time, and they didn't even ask me to leave. They didn't talk to me at all. So I'm not even convinced they knew I was in here. They were just not sure, so they figured they would knock, but nothing actually came of that. So, awesome when it comes to camping in town. It's also really convenient and easy to be in the car. I'm talking about the current setup, by the way. If I know I didn't make that clear, but my 4Runner has been through multiple iterations, and I'm talking about this current setup for the purposes of this question. So, currently, it's very easy for me to just sit up in bed and crawl to the front seat and turn on the car and leave. The convenience of that is so understated. Like, I love being able to just wake up and go. It's so nice. Cons. Have you seen my car? It is a disaster, and it drives me crazy. I think people assume that I'm just a messy person because my car always looks like a disaster, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. I actually really love organization, and I am the type of person to drive people crazy when they live in an apartment with me, because I will be mopping and sweeping every second of the day. When I moved out of my previous apartment, the landlord was like, it literally looks the exact same as when you moved in. Like, I took pictures of where everything was whenever I moved in, all the pots and pans and everything. It was furnished when I got there. And when I moved out, I put everything back in the exact same place. I am so particular when it comes to living situations. So the fact that my car looks like this is mind-boggling. There's a very simple reason that it looks the way it does. It's because I don't have money to buy an organization system. I would love an organization system. So if somebody has a spare $5,000 for me to go buy a Goose Gear setup, my Venmo is in the description. I'm kidding. I'm not begging for money on the internet. Cons, it's just small and hard to keep clean and hard to keep organized. That is a very sleepy gator dog. Have I ever thought about coming to Chilean Patagonia? Yes. I don't think that it's going to happen anytime soon. That's where I'm going to butcher this. I can spell it, but I can't say it. I'm not even going to try. There is a place there that I want to see, so yes. I just can't pronounce it. I'll put it up on the screen. How about that? Any plans to explore the Pan American Highway? No, not really. Am I coming to Temecula? I don't know. I honestly decide where I'm going about 10 minutes before I leave to go to that place. Where do I want to visit the most that I've never been? Alaska. I'm from Portugal. Here you are right now. What city of US? San Diego. Delight. What is that? Delight? Okay. Julian pie. Yes, I had apple pie from Mom's Pie Company. It was delicious. Will I ever release the months of climbing wall footage, or has that ship sailed? I don't know. Alright, I think that wraps up Q&A for today. I don't know how long I rambled, but I rambled for a while, so I think that wraps it up. This is how I work with Zora on neutrality, at least one of the ways. Sometimes I'll do it outside of the car, sometimes I'll do it in the car, but you notice she's looking at the dogs, and then she's gonna look back at me in a second. Good. And then she gets rewarded. There's a lot of dogs out there. It's a busy dog park. I just finished cleaning up my lunch, and I think it's only right. This is coming from somebody who loves candy. I legitimately would choose these over a candy bar. They're that good.